Hi, Wally Brown here with GAF, also with Roofing Right with Dave and Wally. So today I'm going to go over our universal corner, how to install it. So this is how it comes out of the package. I have a corner to do right here. So what you're going to do is you're going to take, there's actually dotted lines on here that actually tells you where to cut. I'm going to cut the top of this off, and this will be my outside corner. Use a good pair of scissors. And this is, you're pretty much going to throw this away. You really can't use this for anything else. Make sure around your corners, always a good habit to get into. So whenever I do a curb or a flashing or an accessory like this, I want to dry fit to see how it's going to fit. So sometimes when these corners fit and you dry fit them, see there's a little bit hanging over right there, which is really tough to weld. So a little trick is wherever these meet right here, you want to take your scissors and just dog ear this back. It'll make it a lot easier for you to weld. I'll do the same thing over here. All right, so now this is reinforced material here on this flashing. This is unreinforced. This is not going to take as much heat. So typically if I'm welding a regular reinforced material, I might be on 7 or 8, depending, again, ambient temperature has a lot to do with that. This unsupported, I may be down to 4 or 5, okay, again, depending on the ambient temperature. All right, I'm gonna fire my gun up. Again, I'm gonna be right around 7 or 8. I'm gonna finish welding this flashing off. I notice I'm still doing a 2-pass weld. Always got to do a 2-pass weld when you're welding TPO. All right, I've got that all welded. Now I'm going to weld this corner. Remember, I'm going to turn my gun down a little bit, probably down to about 4 or 5. Let it cool down. This is not going to take as much heat. Make sure it's nice and square for me. Just going to give it a little tack so it doesn't move on me. The areas you really want to concentrate are these angle change areas, because typically when we do our inspections, this is where we're going to find the voids. It's typically most of the times always at the angle change, which would be here, here, and here. So whenever you do an accessory, doesn't matter if you're doing a corner, pipe, or whatever, what have you, or flashing, always do the hard part first. So first thing I'm going to tackle this vertical joint right here. I'm going to kind of pull that out and stick my gun down here. And make sure I got this nice and tight right here. Now what I want to do, I want to make sure this is tight all the way. So I'm going to lay a little heat on the outside of this, because this will stretch a little bit. Get my gun all the way back in there and do this angle change right here. Then it's just a matter of doing these little ears. Okay, I'm doing the same thing on this other side. You notice I got a little bit of a wrinkle starting right there, but I should be able to pull that out. All right, now it's just a matter of doing the flat. Remember, our minimum hand weld is 1.5 inches, okay? That's all we require. So by the time I weld 1.5 inches around this, I'm gonna have an area about this big that's not welded. My recommendation to you is to weld the whole thing down. That way, if you do get a little bit of a void, if this thing's welded down solid, it's going to be harder for that water to get back to this hole right here. Plus, we have T-joint areas here we really want to concentrate on. So I'm just going to start right here and just kind of start working the whole thing out. Again, I got a T-joint here. I got to make sure I get. Okay, that is our finished universal corner. Pretty simple to do.